Go blue, everybody. We got some breaking news. Michigan lands a big one with Brady Hart. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live.
You guys should check out the Michigan Wolverine Live. They're out here doing great things, doing great podcasts, great live shows. They're really just doing their thing, help them blow up.
And thanks for coming back to another episode of Michigan Wolverines Live. Today is June 18th, 2024, a Tuesday. My name is John Diadamo, and I'm going to be your host for the next hour or so. You can find me on Twix at John Diadamo. Two quick reminders, of course. Hit that like button as you're coming in. It just takes a second. Why not? If you do nothing else, it's free. Hit the subscribe button. And hey, share this YouTube link out with a friend. We are now simulcasting on YouTube, on Twix, X, and now, for the first show ever, Twitch. That's right, folks. We are growing the Michigan football, Voice of College Football brand. So wherever you're watching us, we thank you for that. And of course, if you're on YouTube, you can send us a super chat to make sure your comment or question gets read. And I'm going to bring on our panel, including my co-host first. We got TJ in the house. TJ, always great to have you, especially when we got big breaking news.
Hell yeah, man. Let's go. What a commitment from Brady Hart today, man. What a day for the Michigan Wolverines on the football field and the fans. I mean, this is a major get, guys. We talked about Brady Hart 2 weeks ago. And here he is, the leader of the 26th class. He's going to be just a major addition. Obviously, we'll talk more about that, but just absolutely excited about not only Brady Hart, but more recruiting information that is going to be coming on the show and the other topics we're going to hit on. Should be a great show, John.
Absolutely. And of course, we have from Smash the Numbers, we got Ferris Khan in the house. Ferris, thanks for coming back. Go blue.
Go blue. I just cannot believe we're on June 18th and there is so much to talk about. This is supposed to be the dog days of summer. What is going on here? It's just, I can't wait for the season to start. But on the other hand, there are so many things to talk about. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. But before we kind of get too into it, we do want to remind everybody to support us with YouTube memberships if you have a few bucks to do that. Thanks to Rodney, who is our newest YouTube member. We appreciate that, Rodney, being a member of Wolverine Nation and now a Michigan football at Voice of College Football member.
Absolutely, man. Shout out to the members. Shout out to everyone supporting the channel. If you are not a member, shout out to everybody watching and just being a part of the community. Our moderators, appreciate you guys. You do a great job. And, just as we talk about, guys, the channel, the network, it's just going up, baby. We're getting there.
Yeah, and if you notice some of the emojis and various Ohio State scores and other things that some of the members are sharing out there, if you want that too, $2.99 is where it starts.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ferris, oh yeah.
I was going to say, and for the, the people who have those who stay memberships or the Connor Stallions espionage team, we have a monthly hangout that we will be doing at the end of the month. Is the date been confirmed yet, or are we still waiting on the final results of the poll?
Final results of the poll. But yeah, next week at some point we will have our first monthly members meeting with all three of us. So you want to do that? We might watch some film or some highlights. We'll see. So if you want to get in on that, $4.99 and up for those who stay will be champions tier, and we can do our monthly hangout. We also have two shows coming up that we also want to just remind everybody about. So tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will have the Michigan-Ohio State deep dive with Mark Rogers and Tony Altimore, who, if those of you who have not watched a Tony Altimore presentation yet, you need take some time and do it, because you're going to learn something. You're actually going to listen to this and you're going to be like, holy crap, I didn't know about this, and this. I mean, I certainly do it every single time he talks. And we've had him as a guest on the show from time to time. Most recently, the Washington preview episode, we brought him on. So yeah, definitely check that out. And then, of course, TJ, your Michigan Wolverines call-in show live Thursdays.
Yep. So Thursday at 8 p.m., we're doing the call-in show. I'm going to be hitting on, so because we have so much to talk about this show, we can't get into official visits for next week. So we're going to hit on official visits. For the intro, Ferris is joining me. He's going to be my guest this Thursday. We're going to definitely talk recruiting, but it will also be open topics. So whatever anyone wants to talk about, whether it's team, whether it's college football in general, Big Ten, or if we want to have some rivals call in like we had last week. We had great conversation with some Buckeyes. Just it's open topic. So me and Ferris are here to answer any of your questions next Thursday, but we will definitely be opening the show with recruiting, and the way things are trending, there's going to be a lot of recruiting to talk about.
Yeah. And one more thing, we did end up doing that interview with the booster.
Right.
And we have all of the footage. We are editing it down. That is coming very soon. Just didn't want you guys to forget about it, just in case you're thinking, hey, where's that footage? Oh, we have so many things that we're working on. That's coming as well. So stay tuned for that.
And Ferris, it was a great interview, man. I watched it over. I think we got some good intel. She dropped some nuggets, some interesting information in this interview. But she's an extremely fascinating individual. So I hope everyone enjoys it when we release it. We will be having her on again down the road. So look forward to that. She's awesome, though. It was a great interview.
That's exciting. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now is definitely the time to subscribe and hit the bell and get notified when all the notifications are going, because you want to get notified when this interview goes live. I'm very excited myself. So real quick, I just want to highlight this YouTube member comment, and then we'll get to our topics. Really appreciate James Cooper, not just supporting us with a YouTube membership, but giving a compliment like this is like
high praise,
like putting us in the same breath as Joel Klatt.
Yeah.
Like, thank you. That you don't understand what that means. So we appreciate that.
Yeah, we've had a lot of compliments from a lot of viewers. We appreciate it, and I'm going to tell you, it's going to get better. Like we're only going to polish this more. We're only going to figure out what are the best ways to do the show. It's only just getting started, really. So, stay with us and let's grow together, because we're all gonna be on this journey together. And this season's going to be a great season for all of us to also enjoy together. So we appreciate your kind words, man.
Yep. And ZZM, who's also, by the way, YouTube member and a Buckeye. How's recruiting going? Well, we're about to get to that right now.
Through the roof, son.
Breaking news to the moon. Breaking news. 2026 elite quarterback Brady Hart, number 7 quarterback in the 247 composite, 95 score on the 247 composite. Brady Hart committing to Michigan. TJ, let's break it down. What is the impact of this huge move here?
Yeah, well, I mean, all right, I'll hit the impact, but let me break down Brady Hart as the player. Actually, maybe I should break that down first. So
go for it.
Let's pull up this tape and bring Brady Hart. So this Brady Hart is a 2026. All right, this kid is a sophomore. The tape you're about to watch right now, I want you to watch. He's playing in the toughest conference in Florida against the best teams in Florida, like St. Thomas Aquinas, these powerhouses down there. And he had an amazing year. So his stats this year were he was 288 of 437 for 66% completion, for 66% completion percentage, with 3,759 yards, 41 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions as a sophomore. Okay, and he just excelled playing in such a tough division, high school division in Florida. And not only that, right? Michigan won this battle over Clemson and Ohio State. He was just at Clemson. What Clemson sold him was he is their next Trevor Lawrence. All right, that was exactly. See, what's funny is we had a show where we were like, did Michigan find their Trevor Lawrence? And literally that weekend, Clemson takes that angle and tries to pitch it to him. Now, I will say this. Trevor Lawrence is a generational quarterback. I am not putting Trevor Lawrence on Brady Hart. But what I am saying is you can see with the mechanics, you can see his talent. There is a little Trevor Lawrence mannerisms, mechanics wise in him, but he will be his own player. I'm not putting a generational type player. I'm not trying to compare that. I'm not making that comparison. But what I can say is we can be extremely excited about this addition. This is like, there is no more important position than the quarterback position in a recruiting class. So what is the impact? The impact is this. We now have a cornerstone player that we can build the class around for 2026. And word is they are going to swing for the fences in the 2026 class. 2025 is going to be a good year, and it's heating up now. We are all seeing it. All right, we are all seeing these commitments rolling in. There's more coming, just so you guys know. Things are cooking right now, and I have some predictions I'm going to bring when we get to those. But in terms of 2026, get ready, because it's going to be even better than this year, because now their new NIL approach, their new recruiting strategy is not in place for just a month. They now have this going forward. So, we can all start to get really excited about recruiting. Michigan has obviously stepped their game up. There's been even more confirmation to the report that we had 3 weeks ago, and we had some doubters in the comments. People were saying, "I'll believe it when I see it." Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you're starting to see it. You're seeing it a lot. Look, we landed Kainoa Winston last week, Jalen Williams. These are major players. And guess what? Victor's weekend is this weekend. We'll touch on that in a little bit. We'll stick to Brady Hart right now. But I'm just going to let you guys know right now, I'm through the roof. I'm excited. What a get by Sharon Moore. Like, good job, man. Like, honestly, like, hats off. Michigan's doing their job. And I'm really happy with everything right now. Like, Ferris asked me, we were talking earlier, we were exchanging text messages. What is my level of optimism for Michigan recruiting? He said, a few weeks ago, I was at a 32, which I thought was a hilarious number, by the way. And I told him I'm now at an 89. Like, it's obviously I'm not at 100. It would take a lot to get me to 100 or even 95. But I'm telling you, the things that I'm hearing, the momentum that's building, recruiting for Michigan is about to take off. And we're going to see it. We're already seeing it now. You're going to see it this weekend, next week, and beyond. Like, the coming weeks are going to be pretty damn big. I'll just let you guys know that right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, a couple things. I mean, I've got a whole list of things here, but I'm going to be rattle off. First of all, you have got to follow TJ and follow what he's saying. He has his accuracy is excellent. He keeps hitting it. He keeps. It's like a free throw shooter that doesn't miss. He hasn't missed really. So you really got to follow him. Couple notes about two different JJs. First of all, I still think Brady Hart looks like Jackson Johnson, a friend of the show, Jackson Johnson. I think they kind of look alike. But there was another JJ McCarthy, and I understand that JJ McCarthy might have been, and his family might have been involved in the yes, recruiting of Brady Hart. Also, perhaps some other recruits at quarterback are involved as well, Carter Smith. So right, just wondering if you have any other information about that, TJ. Go ahead.
So JJ had a personal phone call with Brady Hart to let him know what to expect at Michigan, what Michigan can do for you, develop you not only as a football player, but as a human being. And obviously JJ is the prime spokesman for that, a top 10 draft pick. I mean, JJ is a Michigan man through and through. We all know this. But on top of that, JJ's parents, shout out to them, man. They drove from Illinois all the way to Ann Arbor to meet with Brady Hart's parents and let them know what it is like to have your son play for the University of Michigan and what they can expect. And I'm going to tell you right now, they sold it, man. Like, they sold it like there's really nothing to sell, though. They just told it like it is. Like, they just knocked it out of the park. Sharon's knocking it out of the park. Kirk Campbell, hats off to you, bro. Shout out to Kirk Campbell. Look at Kirk Campbell, Carter Smith, Jaden Davis, and now Brady Hart. Our quarterback room right now, guys, and I know John wanted to hit on this. And I also, let me shout out to Carter Smith, too. Carter Smith also helped recruit Brady Hart. So you have former quarterbacks, you have future quarterbacks, all doing their part to make the quarterback room even better at Michigan.
Well, let me just say this. Sharon Moore isn't just cooking. And Kirk Campbell, they're not just cooking like some baked beans here. They're cooking a steak. They got mashed potatoes going. They got corn on the cob going. With this choice, it reminds me of JJ in the performance with only one loss his last season, state title. Hey, JJ won a title at high school, right? And won a lot of games at high school. And what's even more notable is as a pocket passer, and I haven't seen as much in the run from him, but as a pocket passer, he has JJ tendencies there too. JJ has this ability, which if you there's actually a very fascinating video of the Minnesota Vikings head coach breaking down JJ college plays. It's pretty interesting, and he points out a couple of times against like Minnesota, for example, where he was able to not just like throw it right to his person, but actually like project where the other player was going to go, where the defense was going to go, and put it in just the right spot so that the wide receiver could go get it. So he has, in order to do that, you have to know the routes. You have to have this stuff down. And I see some of that in Brady. I see a quarterback that can see the field. And when he throws, and you can see a variety of throws here, short range, medium range, and deep shots. Yeah, and he's able to do that too.
He has an elite arm. See, and I need to say, I didn't hit this. I want to hit this. This was QB1 on Michigan's board. This was their number one target, okay? They reached out to Brady Smeagol and Troy Hunn, who were going, one of them already visited Michigan. Another one was going to visit Michigan. They reached out to both of them and said, hey, we appreciate your time and considering us, but we wanted to let you know we have found our guy for the 2026 class. And Troy Hunn had to cancel his visit. Okay, like Brady Hart committed to Michigan, and it was a wrap, son. Like, they have their guy. We have our quarterback for the future. And, like, what does this mean, right, John? What it means is the future of Michigan is in good hands with a very talented quarterback room. And for the foreseeable future, you have these cornerstone players that now other position players from O-line to running back to wide receiver. By the way, this is already getting a lot of wide receivers' attention if you pay attention to social media. Defensively, defensive players want to know that they have a quarterback opposite on the opposite, obviously the opposite side, where they can win games. And you know what I mean? You want that. So Michigan's in a great spot right now for the future. Like, listen, recruiting was a little laggy. We had a huge coaching turnover. Sharon Moore had to get his people in place. But guess what? We hit on this. From athletic director to regents to Sharon Moore and the collectives, they're all unified in the approach of being more aggressive with recruiting, guaranteeing money to freshmen. We talked about this 3 weeks ago. Remember that? Nobody else had that. We had that. And now you are starting to see the results of that. And what this means is Michigan is going to, our fears and our concerns about regression are unlikely now, because now we are going to have the talent to maintain a superior level in the Big Ten. And I'm just really ecstatic about it, man. Like, this is exactly what I wanted, is what I needed. We're in a good spot, boys.
So assuming this holds, we should be set in the quarterback position.
Yeah, he said he's done
for a good 5 years, right? So that's the way to kind of look at it, right? So
right. Exactly. And go on, John.
Yeah. Well, I have to ask, because TJ, you're really plugged into this stuff, and I had to wonder, because I heard that it was looking very good for Brady Hart. So I had to wonder what happened yesterday. So it looks like Brady Hart spent at least a couple of hours in a camp at Ohio State, and then posted this tweet from McCord, maybe even when McCord was about to throw the pick versus Michigan. What happened there? Was it like a shot across the bow due to recent staff coaching? What do you think happened there?
He went on this visit to Ohio State, and he was already silent to Michigan. Okay? And then he posts this offer from Ohio State. And what do you know? If you can click on that picture, click on the McCord picture, John. There's a bunch of stuff going on here in this picture. So not only is it Kyle McCord, the scapegoat at Ohio State, right? Kyle McCord has transferred. They lose this game. Michigan won. Look at the scoreboard right now. Ohio State is losing the game. And you have the Michigan defenders closing in on his ass. Like, this was an ultimate troll job by Brady Hart. The ultimate Michigan name, by the way, Brady Hart. And just great, because they can get their medicine now. If anyone remembers what Aaron Scott did to us last year, like, that was where he did a fake out with the Michigan hat and then put it back in the bag and then put on the Ohio State, and he led everybody on. Okay, so listen, this is just a little get back, this is a little medicine, and Brady Hart played a little game on him. He went down there, he visited him, but he knew in his heart where he wanted to be, and that was Michigan.
Ferris, any comments on Ohio State, or we can move on?
I'm ready. If there are trolls, I am ready for the trolls. But so I'll just pass for now. I'm gonna hold my cards. I do have comments, but I'll just hold my cards for now. So,
all right. Well, I can't wait. So that's obviously not the only recruiting news. It's the big recruiting news, and we're very excited that Brady Hart has committed. Not Brady Hoke. He is not committed. But we have some other recruits that TJ is ready to lock in.
Absolutely. So I will throw this caveat out there. Unfortunately, EJ Holland has put in some predictions, but you can ask the boys. I had these guys locked in early AM. EJ Holland put in his predictions about 3-4 hours ago. So listen, EJ Holland. I'm not EJ Holland. EJ Holland's a true insider. I'm just an analyst who gets intel from time to time. I am not on their level. I'm not claiming to be on their level. I respect those guys greatly. I'm just simply saying my intent was to lock in Andrew Olish, who has not been locked in or who has not been predicted yet, Hardy Watts, and Philip Wright. And I'll go into each player specifically. So first we'll talk about Philip Wright. Philip Wright runs 100 meters in 10 4, okay, 10.4, which is anything sub 11 is elite, okay. And just for a comparison, and I brought this up, we talked about Philip Wright before. Xavier Worthy ran a 10.55 as a junior. Philip Wright is running faster than Xavier Worthy. Now, I am not saying he will be faster than Xavier Worthy, the fastest 40 combine ever. I'm simply saying this dude's stupid fast, okay? And he's an extremely good, he's a very talented player. He's out of the Louisiana area. We just pulled Jasper Parker out of the Louisiana area. This is a Ron Bellamy special here. I really want this kid in the class. I am locking this in. I feel good about it, and I do think in a couple weeks, I'm thinking about 2 or less, Philip Wright will be a Michigan Wolverine. And then moving on to Andrew Olish. Andrew Olish is a cornerstone player, top 100 player, tight end out of Pennsylvania. He just visited Penn State, and the reason why I want to lock this in is because there is no buzz out of that official visit. And Michigan already had the lead. I wanted to see how that official visit went. And now that we kind of got some word, I'm not impressed with what we heard the intel out of those official visits. So I am locking Andrew Olish into Michigan. I feel good about it. And then the last one I want to lock in is Hardy Watts, who I have been preaching for 3 weeks. I've been like, damn, I feel good about Hardy Watts. We're trending heavy for Hardy Watts. Well, Hardy Watts went to Clemson, and Clemson has been trying. Another victory over Clemson we're about to get, boys. Clemson has been trying to get Hardy Watts, and apparently he took an official visit there, and they gained a little momentum. But at the end of the day, Michigan's where it's at, right? So I'm putting Hardy Watts in. He's going to be official visiting this weekend. By the way, this weekend, Andrew Olish is going to be official visiting. There's another player, which I will hit on a little bit later in this segment, who will also be visiting from the Louisiana area. But I'm telling you, boys, recruiting is about to pick up even more, even though it's been as good as it is with Kainoa Winston last week, Jalen Williams the week before. And I also want to say we are going to now start tracking my locks. I'm currently 8-0. I have a lock with Maxwell Roy, and I still feel very good about that. He's also visiting this weekend. So Maxwell Roy will be visiting this weekend. It's a big weekend. So this is Victor's weekend. they're going to have a lot of commits or a lot of prospects who they are going to be trying to close. And I'm going to tell you right now, they will. I'm feeling extremely good about it. I'm hearing good things. So let's see where that goes. And then, so currently I'm 8-0 on my locks. I got these 3 locked in. I got Maxwell Roy locked, and we will start tracking it. I was a little unsure if I wanted to go that route with it, but why not? Let's have fun with it. Things are going well. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what the batting average is at the end of the cycle, huh?
Yeah, you can still win a national title these days and have a loss, so that's okay. We'd rather you go out there and tell us what you think. And 8-0 is a great way to kind of start the tracking here. So
absolutely, let's get it.
So with the Philip Wright piece in particular, you mentioned the 100-meter times and some of what he's been doing from a speed perspective. I don't really see him as being necessarily a threat to Taz Williams if Taz Williams comes as well, because I think they probably will play 2 separate positions if they were to both recruit. But Moose asked, so I figured Moose is a YouTube member. He's here with us. We thank you. We hope you're feeling better, Moose. But Taz Williams Jr., I want to know what's going on with that. Is Penn State closing in, you think, or?
Okay, so there is some buzz out of the official visit with Penn State. I'm not calling it one way or another right now. I still think Michigan has a great opportunity with Taz Williams. I would put this as a fairly even battle, but I would say it's possible Michigan has the lead. I do not know who has the lead at the moment. I don't, but I do know Penn State made a slight move. It's not over. We'll see where it goes. I don't have the pulse quite on Taz Williams just yet, but I know it's not over, and I know it's still a battle. I know that.
Yeah, and thank you, Moose, by the way, for being here, for being a member, for everything you do to support. Really appreciate it. So there's been some questions in the chat about Babalola, aka Balboa. So what do we think is happening with the Stanford versus Michigan battle there? Is it academics? Is it what's going on there?
Yeah, so this is a battle between Stanford and Michigan, and believe it or not, this isn't an NIL battle either. This is an academic battle, and so he just came on his official visit. Miles Hinton was his host, his player host, and Miles Hinton is the best player host you could have because he transferred from Stanford. He can give Andrew Balboa the perspective of both schools, and by all accounts, it went really well. And Michigan did make a move. This is a Stanford-Michigan battle. It's neck and neck. But the good news is Michigan is the better athletic school. They really are. So we will see where it goes. I know there is optimism out of Ann Arbor with Andrew Babalola, but we will see. I'm not locking that one in, obviously. I'm not there yet, but I do think we're in a great position, and we'll see where it goes. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have more news on that.
Yeah, TJ, you're thinking, okay, this is an academic thing between Stanford and Michigan, but tell us how highly rated he is. I mean, he is way up there.
Go ahead. Andrew Babalola is a 5-star player. I think he's ranked 15 nationally. He's our number 1 tackle prospect. He's our tackle one. He's the top target. So. He's a big deal. And we watched his highlight tape. I don't know if it was the Thursday show or the Tuesday show. He's a beast. He's a monster. He's huge. He's 6'5", 330 or something. He's a monster. We want him. This is a cornerstone player. Another top 100 player. Let's see what we can do. I think we're in a good spot, but I don't have I don't have the lead on that one. I think it is a neck and neck race at the moment.
All right. Well, on the academic front, Michigan does compete with Stanford. So if it's pretty close there, and on the athletic side, I know way back, Jim Harbaugh kind of said some things about Stanford versus Michigan, but things are changed now. But if the athletics is like this, especially Stanford it's just not the same. Not being in losing their conference and being kind of in an East Coast conference now, right? So you would think, you would think that we'd be in a good position. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, and from an academic, you're actually going to hear some of that tomorrow with Tony Altimore, because he dives into the academic aspect. So you'll hear that from both Michigan and Ohio State and kind of where they stack academically. But it's interesting because I think that Stanford and Michigan both excel in certain areas. Michigan's engineering program, solar, they do this thing called Solar Car, and they compete for national championships in that. They're big in engineering. They're big in certain areas. If you're looking for social sciences, Stanford might be a better option. Stanford nobody's arguing that Stanford is extremely good academically, but I think that each have strengths and weaknesses. So my question is, do results on the field matter at all? Because if results on the field matter even a little bit, Stanford is 3-9 the last 3 years. Michigan just won a title.
Yeah, no, I agree. But, some kids, sometimes, like, we lose kids to Stanford, man. It pisses me off, but it happens, like, every now and then, it'll like Miles Hinton. We lost Miles Hinton to Stanford, but he finally came back. He came home. So, yeah, we'll see on that. And then, we'll talk about what's good to Marco Jones. So Marco Jones is a major target for Michigan. It's a Texas-Michigan battle right now. And I feel good about Michigan's potential here. I really do. I think Michigan might have a slight edge. I just think that we're in a good battle. We are in the top 2 right now. It is a Texas-Michigan battle. We will see where that goes. I think, Mark, I wonder when his official visit is. I should have that. Let's see if I have it. Oh, I do. All right, so he already had his official visit. So it was May 31st. So we'll see. We'll see what intel comes out of that. But I just wanted to let everyone know we're now in the top 2 with Texas. That'd be a major get to the class as well. So we'll keep our eyes on that one. And then the last one I'll hit on is Shamari Earls, cornerback who is committed to South Carolina. He will be decommitting from South Carolina. This is a Georgia-Michigan battle. This is a top 100 corner. We did show his highlight tape, but I noticed that highlight tape was basically an offensive highlight tape. We will, next time when we talk about him some more or there's more news, we'll show the defensive highlight tape because this kid is an elite prospect. He is the best cornerback prospect since Will Johnson. Major want by Michigan. We'll see what they can do. He just had a visit this weekend. It was an unofficial visit, which is major. He will be taking an official visit later this year to see a game. So we're in the race there. It's us and Georgia. And obviously, Georgia is a monster on the recruiting trail. So we'll see what we can do. But, look, we've won some good battles already. We've beaten Miami for Jalen Williams. We beat Auburn for Nate Marshall. We just beat Clemson for Brady Hart and Ohio State. We are beating top programs for these recruits, and it's because Michigan has evolved their NIL approach. Michigan has gone aggressive with their recruiting strategy. We are not highest bidder. I will stress that, but we are now competitive, and we have stressed that for weeks. Some people doubted us, but you are now seeing the fruits of that intel.
And Earls is a pretty high 4-star, right? Not quite a 5-star, but
yeah, he's top 100. Let's pull him up.
I think I had him at 68 on my spreadsheet. 68 ranked. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, we want him. Yeah, so composite he's 102. 247 has 68.
Okay,
but whatever. I don't care. I don't care what he's ranked. I don't care if he's 377. We want him. This kid is a want. I'm telling you, if we can land these 3 guys with the guys I'm predicting and a couple other players we're trending for, this class is going to be a good class. We're probably not going to get in the top 10. I'd be surprised if we can hit top 10, but I do feel and I hit on this last week, Ferris. I was like, I feel we are going to be either top 12 or top 15 for sure. Obviously we don't want top 15. We want top 12. We want top 10, but we did have a slow start. But I will say this will be a good class. We will have another good class. So, let's just keep the momentum going, and we'll see how this weekend turns out for us.
Yeah. And I did, going back to Hart for just for a quick second, I did see a comment from a OSU fan saying, Hart, we don't want the 4-star anyway, whatever.
Yeah, I saw that too.
One little comment here is, in show prep, we kind of talked about this a little bit. he's going to build out. I call him like Flat Stanley. He's like he's super tall, doesn't weigh anything, yet he can throw the ball so well. He's gonna build out a little bit, and there is no doubt that he's on a track to shoot into the top 100 for sure.
Well, he's in the top 100.
Is he consensus top 100?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, anyway, but shoot up from where he is at right now, right? So.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, and I guess I probably should have hit on this. So he's 92 in the composite. He's top 100. So I'm going to tell you right now, I do believe he's a 5-star talent, and I feel very confident he will be minimally top 50. He's only a sophomore. Sophomore rankings are the least accurate thing imaginable. Those rankings will change and evolve. I mean, even from junior year to senior year, rankings like do a 360 sometimes. So like, it's still so early in the rankings. Anyone in the 26 classes, it's not. They don't even know. They only have like 100 kids even ranked right now. So yeah, no, I fully expect him to be a top 50 prospect minimally. I do think he will be a top 5, or he will be a 5-star at some point. I really do. Hell of a talent, dude.
Well, with all that said, guys, we have some YouTube member super chats and questions. So we'll start with Nick. Going back to Brady Hart, F. Lawrence, I want to be the next JJ. So that I love that. I love that mentality for sure. Hey, they both won a title. So
hey, they're both in the NFL.
There it is.
Yep.
Jesse Allen, which I think one of you guys starred this one.
Yeah,
do you think we will fend off Michigan will fend off Michigan State and hold on to Bobby Kenka?
Yeah, so well, first shout out to Jesse Allen. He's a part of the Connor Stallions espionage team. We appreciate you, man. He tried getting on the call-in show last Thursday. Try again this Thursday, bro. We'll get to you. Yeah, sorry. So the Bobby Kenka recruitment is very interesting. So there's some information I'm gonna hold, but let's just say he's looking around. And I'll say this though. The reason being, Michigan defensive line recruiting is going so well, and Maxwell Roy, who plays the same position as Bobby Kenka, is likely committing because Michigan's bringing in higher level recruits. This is one of the reasons Bobby Kenka's eye is wandering a little bit, and he has visited Michigan State. But we'll definitely monitor the recruitment, and as it progresses, we'll share more on it. But yeah, so it's a player to watch in the class, but we'll see where it goes. And just know that if he does leave the class, it's because Michigan has really done well with the recruiting on the defensive line. It's not because Michigan's just losing somebody for no reason. There is a reason, and it's simply because higher caliber prospects are coming in.
Yeah, it looks like he did visit MSU last week. He is going to visit Michigan this week, right? This weekend?
I don't know. Is he scheduled to visit Victor's weekend? I mean, I didn't prep for official visits because I'm going to touch on it Thursday. But
sure. Okay. All right. Maybe we'll get a little bit more of an update.
We'll have it all Thursday.
It's kind of funny. He's from Howell, so it's I believe. Yeah. So it's he would have like the equal commute to Ann Arbor or East Lansing. It's kind of a halfway point. It's kind of funny. So.
Okay. Another YouTube we had 2 YouTube members ask the same question about Jadon Blair and the new recruit images and videos that have, if you notice from previous weeks to this, and some of the Marvel stuff, the Wolverine, all that kind of stuff has come up the last. Have you guys noticed that? TJ, I'd love to get your take on what you're seeing here.
So I made some comments about how our social media game needs to pick up, and we're just not doing it. And if you saw weeks 1 and 2 of official visit season, it was really lacking. It was very underwhelming. And then week 3, knock it out of the park, man. Like, they're crushing now. These photos and these videos that came out this weekend are straight heat. And you can really give a lot of credit to the addition of Erin Dunston, who's now the new director of operations, who also has her hand in recruiting. I had to argue with some Buckeyes about this, little clowns. But she is handling also social media aspects. Like it's recruiting operations, you fools. But and then yeah, dude, like just arguing with those Buckeyes is something else sometimes. But and then on top of that, she's also lending a hand with on-campus recruiting stuff. So yeah, and this was who we got from Ohio State. So major addition, and obviously we're already seeing the impact, and it looks fantastic, man. Like when I saw this photo, I was like, there we go. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Maybe they should charge people like $500, and you can do the photo shoot yourself. You know, they'd probably make some money just from that.
Yeah, you do like
For
a
NIL,
collective,
right.
a collective
for a
champion
collective,
circle.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. That would be something. No,
That's not bad.
one thing I've heard from some Buckeyes that I've listened to is that her impact is a lot broader than people think. I've seen comments boiling it to like a wedding planner. No. She is somebody who at Ohio State, the recruits and families really liked as basically an ally, as somebody who they really bonded with and got along well with. It goes beyond just and I've already gone through my 10 years of events experience and the importance of event planning and putting together a good event and what it can do for moving the needle on things. But it's events, but it's also stuff like this matters, right? The difference between this and like Brian Kelly and the weird TikTok dancing and stuff, like this kind of stuff matters even these minute details.
Yeah, no, it does matter. And like, there's a comment from a Buckeye, of course, who says in the NIL area, it doesn't really matter. Yes, it does matter. These matter. Okay, it does matter. NIL matters, obviously, but it's the little things, man. You got to make these kids feel good, bro. They want to look sweet. Like it matters. It matters for their social media game. You know, like if you do not have a good photo op situation or a good video, like it's the difference between good and great. It's the 1 degree difference between hot and boiling, right? Like it's those little things that take you to that next level, man. So like, no, definitely. I mean, it's a critical component to a recruiting visit, and Michigan is now doing a great job with it, man. So kudos to Michigan again for growing and evolving, bro. Like Michigan's really doing the damn thing. So shout out, man.
Yeah, I mean, personal preference for me, but I'm very happy that Aaron Dunstan did not bring the basement, whatever that was, the basement background at OSU to Michigan, the 1978 wood paneling basement background that they have on some of those recruiting shots. I like the Star Wars stuff more.
Did you see the Wolverine claws? Those were sick.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah.
Well, I mean, like the stuff they came up with was very, very neat.
Yeah, it's really it's stuff that is a lot more, I think, relatable. So that's really, really cool. I do just want to. Oh my God, we've got a lot of good comments here. Yeah, she's making an impact already. We have a super chat and a gifted membership to get to here. So Drufus, thank you for $1.99. Did you catch Sam Webb's interview with Earls?
All right, so I have not watched. I will watch it. It's on the watch list. So I had some things to do before the show, and we had the show prep, so I have not seen it yet, but I will be checking it out. By all accounts, I have seen some people talking about the interview. It does seem like it's a really good interview. I also know there's some revealing information in that interview, so if anyone wants to go check that out, shout out. There is no one better in the game at doing player interviews than Sam Webb, at least on the Michigan side of things. So I mean, look. Shout out to Sam Webb, another GOAT in the game. So yeah, I mean, like we respect all those guys, dude. Like, but I have not seen it yet. We will be checking it out at some point.
All right, and we do have a gifted sub. So thank you to Jackson Johnson, our buddy, and now a member of the Voice of College Football family and the marketing side. So thank you to gifting the subscription that this unlocks the 7th emoji, which will be uploaded very, very shortly. But the person who received it is Ferris, not you, Ferris, but the other Ferris, who has been. I've known Ferris has been here the whole time. Ferris was here when I was calling into Mark like years ago, and I was saying to Mark, hey, maybe we should fire Harbaugh. I mean, that's how long ago like Ferris has been around, and so I'm really glad he was the one who got the gifted membership. So welcome to the membership, and because of that, you are now eligible to be part of our monthly member hangout next week. Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, welcome to the club,
I mean, so I do love the other do love interacting with the other Ferris, and it is the only issue is when we don't agree about something, and it's Ferris versus Ferris, so it's kind of funny.
There it is. Ferris's name is now officially in our crawl here. So yes, you can gift subscriptions if you so choose to do that. It will default to the $4.99 tier because that's just what YouTube does. Whatever one is closest to $5 without going over. I think Price is right. So $4.99 would be right there. So that's the one that you would gift. Just a heads up on that. But thank you, Double J, for doing that. Okay, we have a special announcement here. So we have a new sponsor here at the Voice of College Football. And Mark Rogers, Voice of College Football, has a few words to say about SNHU and how you can turn passion for sports into a career.
But I got to say, if I could turn back time, I would learn the business side of sports management, how to manage people, how to manage projects, how to manage situations. And then there's also those times in which you feel stuck in a job, stuck in a career, just feeling that there's a dead end and wondering and waiting, when is that break going to happen? Well, unfortunately, I got to tell you, that break is not coming unless you make it happen. Sports is your passion. You love it, you live it, you breathe it. Why not make your passion your career? Introducing Southern New Hampshire University, our sponsor. At SNHU, you will learn the business side of sports, sports management principles, and how to gather and analyze data. This degree will help you prepare for a career as an athletic director, sports information director, marketing manager, and other exciting roles in the sports industry. You'll be able to tap into SNHU's network of graduates working in sports-related organizations. You'll also have the opportunity to take advantage of an internship or an experiential learning course within the field. Your courses are taught by faculty with real-world experience, so you'll have opportunities to connect with people in the industry. And when you graduate, SNHU will be right there to help you with your job search. SNHU is accredited, nonprofit, and has radically affordable tuition. SNHU was voted one of the country's most innovative universities by U.S. News & World Report. Just go to snhu.edu/VOCFB. The link's also in my description section down below to see if you qualify for SNHU's sports management program. You might be eligible for financial aid or have existing college credits that could fast-track your degree at SNHU. Click the link to get started. Your exciting sports management degree at SNHU awaits you. Do it now.
So there's our directive from Mark Rogers, Voice of College Football. We put the link a couple of times if you want to check that out and how you can potentially look into a career in sports.
Absolutely, man.
All right. With that
Mark
said,
looking good by that pool, huh?
Yeah.
I wonder when we're going down there for a little vacation. I haven't gotten an invite yet.
The palm trees are good. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice down here.
Yeah. So
10 minutes from the beach. I'm feeling left out. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Okay, everybody. So let's go. Let's do this. Let's go to this topic. So Ferris, as we know, you host the Smash the Numbers video series here at the Voice of College Football Michigan channel, and one of the things that you're investigating is the value of some of these games versus the costs of the tickets. So if people want to use Ticket Smarter, one of our other sponsors, to buy some tickets, What do you think the best value could be for them, Ferris?
Yeah, so I did a full video on this, and this, some of the videos I do are kind of more, perhaps a little bit longer lasting things. As you're sort of planning your fall, this isn't exactly breaking news, but the tickets did. I think Michigan finished off pretty much their entire allocation. They had kind of like half season packages, and they sold out of those very quickly. But I went through everything. I actually used StubHub, but in my analysis. But and I also included fees, because I think it is really annoying to not include fees. Especially when the ticket prices are relatively high. Texas, the get in the door price for Texas in the Big House on September 2nd is $676 per ticket. That is roughly double what I paid to get to the Rose Bowl to see Michigan versus Alabama, including, fees and everything last year. So the price is astronomical. One little side note here, I think we're going to end up seeing a whole bunch of burnt orange in the stadium. I think there are people in Texas that might be buying up some tickets here. The prices are through the roof. I don't know. I don't think it's really. I don't think the prices are justified. As an alternative, $676. If you look at Oregon, the Oregon game, which it still says TBD, but I thought that was going to be a night game, maybe even a maze out on November 2nd. That game is going for $265. So less than half the price to go to Oregon versus Texas. And, for my last analysis, if I were to go to one game, I think the more pivotal game is Oregon. It is within the conference. And regardless of what happens with Texas, Michigan gets that mulligan with Texas, essentially. So it's really the Oregon game that will either propel them to get to the Big Ten title game, or at least keep their playoff hopes alive if they do lose to Texas, or they happen to lose another game along the way. Now, one interesting point is Ohio State is only $455 per ticket. That includes fees, versus the $676. So for a pair of tickets, or maybe 4 tickets, let's say, in theory, maybe you could actually sell your Texas ticket, and that could fund a trip to Columbus. I know people say it's south till you smell it, east till you step in it, but it could fund a trip to Columbus, including the tickets, transportation, and maybe a hotel room. I wouldn't maybe not stay in Columbus, but maybe halfway down there or something like that. So just a thought, if I were to buy a ticket, for a game, I actually am looking at the at Washington game. I am kind of interested in that game, but the price there is $354. And these are not like 50-yard line seats. These are the get in the door price, right? Because we have so many huge games, MSU might be an interesting one, because it's relatively low, kind of right in the Oregon price as well, $258, slightly lower. But another thing to factor is probability that your team's going to win. So if you have a great atmosphere and it's a 1 in 3 chance that your team's going to win, are you going to be happy? Or would you rather just go to like a Fresno State, which is in the evening? It is kind of opening night, relatively low price. Just have fun there and watch the more stressful games on TV. So, just some thoughts. I went into a lot of detail on this topic in a Smash the Numbers, which we published yesterday. But just a crazy idea in case anyone's sort of thinking along those lines.
I'm going to the Oregon game. That's the game I go to.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'd like to go to Oregon or USC, depending. I've got our sponsor Ticket Smarter up right now, and you could see some of the base prices there. But yeah, I'm thinking. I got to watch Michigan finally get back at USC because it's 6-4 USC and the USC guys over there on that channel, which by the way, TJ, great job last night on the USC show. But yeah, they don't let me live it down that USC is 6-4 on Michigan all time. So I'd like to see that change.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I won't be in Ann Arbor this fall, or I won't be in Northville this fall. I'm in California, but I may see if I can get back for a game. I see some comments about the parking. Okay, so let me just tell you, if you are able to walk, a decent amount, let's say 3/4 of a mile or so, there is free parking. You just have to know where to look. Maybe I'll do a little video about that sometime. I'll show you on Google Maps kind of the areas. I guess I don't want this video to be too popular because then I'll lose my parking spot. But there are places, and the other thing about it is if you park somewhere in the Old West Side, so I'll just put it that way, in that neighborhood, you will probably beat everybody leaving the game. So you'll probably end up getting to your hotel or getting home faster on the way out, walking that 3/4 of a mile while everybody else is stuck either, at the golf course or, in a parking lot or waiting for a bus, maybe to Briarwood Mall or something like that. So just some thoughts there.
Paris, I mean, we kind of were discussing last week of you creating a video and around end of August, visiting the big house, kind of breaking down best parking spots, best places to stay, possibly some other things we were discussing with maybe a drone. Yeah, so I mean, potentially we'll have that for everybody and also visiting fans so they can get an idea of like what is the best approach to a game at the big house, which I think would be a great idea.
Yeah, and also just right now, if anyone has kind of like a tip on how they can kind of hack the game, like what do they do to make it as easy as possible on game day? Go ahead and put it in the chat. Love to see that.
I recommend if you're flying in or you're traveling in, and like me, almost everybody that you knew at Michigan has now moved away from Michigan. You can go. There's a hotel on State Street right next to Briarwood Mall called the Kensington. If you go there, then and let's see if we can get them as a sponsor. That's another idea. But if you go there, they have bus access. The AATA, the ride, bus access from the hotel straight to the gates of the big house. Boom. Don't have to worry about parking at all.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Might have to add that to the video. That's a good idea.
Now I used to walk from Bursley all the way, bypassing the bus sometimes, all the way to the stadium. So I guess when you're in college, you should be able to walk a couple miles without a problem. But it gets harder and harder as you get older, I guess. So.
Well, since we are running out of time, I'm gonna tease this one on the next Michigan Wolverines Live. Time to get real about Michigan wide receivers coach Ron Bellamy. So watch out for that. One more super chat, Drufus. Earls is a lock, baby.
I hope Drufus is right because to me, it's a Georgia-Michigan battle right now. I mean, I think Michigan's making a good run at it, but let's give a vote to Drufus for being right because I want him to be right.
Thanks, Drufus.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for the super chat.
All right. So with all that said, we're on to final thoughts and where can people find you? I'm very proud of us. Got to about an hour. So with all the content we're talking about. So Ferris, we'll start with you. Final thought for us. Where can people find you? Talk about your Smash the Numbers. Let's hear it.
Yeah. So we did the Smash the Numbers yesterday and went into detail of every game. I kind of basically analyzed every game in terms of get in the door price and atmosphere, probability of win, which ones that would I recommend based on all of that. So take a look at that. We are doing a video every Monday morning that's being published every Monday morning, 10 a.m. I have to think this through. 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7 a.m. my time. The other thing, so we'll have that every week. We are also doing a video coming soon with a Michigan booster. We've already completed the video. We are editing it down. Super interesting things from this person, and she, she will probably be on our show again too. So we're very excited about that. I am making a trip. I'm going back to Northville, Michigan. We're closing on the house. I am making a cross-country trip. So you see my thing is a little Bronco there. I'll probably put some videos out about the Bronco and about the cross-country trip, so you can kind of look for those on my personal channel. If you don't mind, I think I have slightly under 500 subscribers there. If you don't mind, if you subscribe here, if you could subscribe there as well, just under my name, Ferris Khan. So I'd appreciate it. That is all for me.
All right.
Hey, go
There's
blue,
your
Ferris.
call to action. Everybody follow Ferris. Everybody subscribe and check out the Smash the Numbers series. Ferris, go blue, and thanks for coming by.
Go blue.
Go blue.
All right. Wow, TJ. I'm glad this commit, because sometimes the commits happen right after our show, and it's like, God, why did they just do it like a couple hours sooner? So Brady happened, and we were able to comment on it.
Yeah, epic, man. Yeah, I mean, Michigan's just booming right now, bro. Really happy with everything from not only Michigan, our show, the network, the things to come. We got some things rolling out. Probably have some announcements next week, actually, regarding the network, actually. So we'll update everybody on that. We're going to keep you guys tapped in as we grow, as we develop, as we climb the mountain. We're going to keep you guys in step by step. You guys are going to see us. You guys are going to go on this journey with us. You guys are a part of us. Without you, we are not the voice of college football. So we appreciate all of you. If you guys want to find me, I'm at TJ_Ronan on X. We also have a new Twitch channel. Please follow it. We're trying to get up to 50 followers. That's our first goal. If we can hit that milestone, that would be fantastic. We will be doing more with the channel. We kind of are playing with some ideas with NCAA 25. So we'll see where we go with that. And then we obviously have the YouTube. And then if you guys want to check us out in the podcast, we have the audio version of the show, which is on Amazon, Audible, and Spotify. We are still working on Apple. It is a work in progress. We will get it. There's just some Apple ID issues going on right now. So we'll fix all of those. That should be hopefully solidified by the end of the month. And then, yeah, man, we're just going to keep going, keep building, and keep doing the damn thing.
And before I let you go, we have officially just rolled out the Smash emoji because we have hit enough members to do it. So there it is. Nice. Smash emoji live. Thank you to everybody who's a YouTube member. And if you want to join and get the emojis and other things for as low as $2.99, we recommend that. Or hang out with us. $4.99, you get to be part of our monthly member hangout. So exciting stuff coming up, TJ.
Yeah, definitely. And then also think about the regular season, guys. We're when we do that monthly hangout, we're gonna be able to talk about ball. We might be able to discuss things I can't say on here. We can talk about those things.
We can watch game film because we're not allowed to show the actual games on YouTube, but we can if we do it privately on a hangout. So
absolutely. So yeah, the hangout's gonna be dope. I'm looking forward to it. We'll get you guys the time next week. Wait, is the hangout? Let's see. Let me look at the calendar. I mean, we're planning on doing it next week. We'll post the time in the obviously members only in the community tab. So be on the lookout for that. All of our members, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely. All right, TJ. Well, we will watch on your show on Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Michigan Wolverines call-in show live with you and Ferris.
Absolutely. Thanks, John. Hey, go blue, Wolverine Nation. Thank you, all of you, and I'll see you next Thursday.
Thanks, TJ. Go blue.
Go blue.
Okay. And My name's John Diadamo, and I was your host today at John Diadamo on Twix. So today we broadcast not just on YouTube, but on Twix, and we broadcast for the first time ever, maybe the first time ever in Voice of College Football history. We have broadcast on Twitch. And that begins today, and that will continue now for all of our live shows moving forward. We have a Twitch account. It would be great if you give us a follow on that. We literally just got it started just the other day. So I'm going to put the handle right here if you guys want to check that out. And there it is. Roy has found the smash emoji. That's right. We have enough members where we were able to get a new one. So keep joining. Keep hanging out with us. If you haven't hit the like button yet, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It just takes a second, and then you get notified because we're doing content every single freaking day. We're doing Smash the Numbers. We're doing Point a Minute. TJ's doing recruiting videos. We're doing multiple live streams. And we're doing shorts, and we're doing lots of other things and interviews down the pike. So you're really going to want to subscribe, hit the bell to get notified. And we are starting to close in on Ohio State. It's almost at 1,000 away now. We are closing the gap. So if nothing else, help us beat Ohio State and hit the subscribe button. That's it for me. We'll see you tomorrow night with Mark Rogers and Tony Altimore for the Michigan-Ohio State Deep Dive, and then Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern with TJ and Ferris. And until next time, John Diadamo saying, go blue, and we'll see you around.